Scrap Nation, Tom from the iScrap app. Today is Wednesday, February 26th, 2020. We appreciate you tuning in, and if you're looking for more tips, tricks, and different pieces of market news throughout the week, first and foremost, become a Patreon supporter. Why wouldn't you? For $8 a month, you're going to get tips and different tricks that you're not going to be able to get anywhere else, and you're going to be getting them as we get them as scrapyard owners and running different scrap operations for over 40 years. So, what we want you to do, become a Patreon supporter so we can give you more information today. On top of that, we have our weekly report every Wednesday afternoon around 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We try to do this report to give you a little insight in where the markets are. If you don't get a chance to watch us live, you can always tune in afterwards. We have this through our YouTube page. It's always on our Facebook group. And we love seeing the comments, the questions, and even the prices that are reported during these live feeds or afterwards. We found that we've been able to put together, not build, but put together and bring together an incredible scrapping community that has really opened multiple people's eyes on how to make more money. So if there's different videos or articles that we can write that will give you more information on your scrap, let us know, and we're going to do our best to get those made as quickly as possible. Let's get into the scrap market over the last week. Any questions while we're doing this? Comment below and we'll answer during the video, or we'll answer afterwards if it comes after hours. Over the last week, it's been a very tumultuous time for multiple reasons. On top of multiple deaths occurring via the coronavirus and almost 100,000 worldwide cases reported already, we've seen a real domino effect on the markets. This domino effect on the markets had caused the Dow Jones to go down almost 2,000 points the first 2 trading days of this week. While we have seen a small pullback today, Wednesday the 26th, that still has not even close to erased what we saw happen over the last 2 days. Now, after seeing some market topping record highs last Wednesday, we've seen some markets pull back, like the NASDAQ, almost 7% overall. So we're watching these markets and we're trying to figure out what's going on, but fortunately we have not seen the copper markets erode like the stock markets did the last couple of days. Now, if you want to look at it over the last 30 days, we have seen copper drop about 30 cents a pound, but we're trying to look a little more short term and not as much long term over what's happened over this large drop the last 2 days. In the last 2 days, seeing this drop happen has been very unfortunate, but we've only seen the copper prices drop about 3 or 4 cents a pound, causing very little price changes in some of the national copper price averages that we've seen. Having very little price changes has been a really positive thing as we've continued to watch this and see what's going on in the future. Now, this afternoon, we're going to hear the president talking about the coronavirus and how the CDC is helping to combat this and trying to prevent this virus and flu, essentially, from coming into the United States. Like we said, with over almost 100,000 worldwide cases reported in dozens of different countries, this has become the hot topic as it's something that no one could have predicted. This isn't like trade wars or tariffs or any type of political tensions. This is something that was, kind of popped out of nowhere that you can't plan for. This wasn't like a war or a recession or a depression or anything like that. But what it has done is caused a domino effect through the entire worldwide supply chain and markets. With the copper prices going down, gold prices going up, platinum plate prices dropping, which have affected some of the catalytic converter prices, even though rhodium and palladium have been high. We've also seen oil prices dropping. And now that's really good for the gas pump, but unfortunately it's not good for the copper side of things, as higher oil prices have generally led to copper prices jumping as well. So, other things that we look for, the stock market, oil, other types of commodities. We also have heard a lot of different things about the Chinese, and we talked about this over the last 2 weeks, pulling back some of their cargo ships that have medical supplies on them. Last night, just as an experiment, I went onto Amazon and I wanted to see how quickly I could buy medical masks. They were sold out everywhere. What does that mean? That the supply is drying up inside of the United States, Many of these products were being made overseas in China. The Chinese are keeping many of these products due to the outbreak and wanting to protect their citizens. So instead of shipping these supplies back to the United States where they were intended to, they are turning the ships around so they could pull the medical supplies off and use them for themselves. This goes to some of the point of bringing some of the manufacturing back to the United States so we don't have to rely on other countries, and hopefully will lead to more of a economic boom and more commodity growth over the upcoming few years. How the political landscape is going to affect these things is yet to be seen, but we'll see around November 3rd where we have a little more of an indication on what's going to happen overall in the markets, in the political scenery, and we'll go from there. Now, because the oil prices are down, we do not expect the ferrous markets to be up, as we've seen the steel prices level off over the last week and a half to 2 weeks, but overall for the month of February, we're down. Now, we have been looking at some of the future prices for the month of March. We haven't seen much of an increase or a decrease, which is just so-so. Now, going into the month of March, we generally have seen a bit of an uptick, but these coronavirus fears, oil prices dipping down, and the lack of production and the overseas supply chain really being slowed down right now is going to cause a very large upsetting market over the next few months as well as the last few months. We're not sure where things are going to go, so we're watching and paying attention very closely. Now, if you're selling your catalytic converters to anyone except rrcats.com, then you're doing something wrong. Sure, you can see some high prices spit out there, and someone might pay you an overly aggressive number, but if you're looking for fair pricing on your catalytic converters, go to rrcats.com today, where our team will be able to give you a fair price and quick payment on your catalytic converters without any middleman, without much lag in between. No more of the days of people coming in the back of pickup trucks telling you that you have one type of cat. Let us tell you what you have by providing us a serial number, a clear picture of the top of the unit, and we provide not only email quoting, but text message quoting today. Now, overall, these markets have been relatively steady over the last week, even with some of these disparaging and disturbing market news pieces that we've seen. We've continued to watch, trying to weather the storm and figure out what's going to happen moving forward. Guys, this is Tom from the iScrap app. Today is Wednesday, February 26, 2020. We look forward to your comments, your ideas, and any other pieces of information about the scrap markets that we can give you. Let us know. Don't forget, on Sundays we have our weekly price reporting where we look forward to sharing some prices that we've seen over the last week. This is Tom from iScrap, and until next week, I'll scrap you later.